and welcome to the 43rd episode. 43. Wow. Yes. We are in season 3. I think it's episode 8 or 9. I think it's episode 9 of Healthy Living with Marilyn. I want to thank you for your time tonight, and thank you for allowing us to come into your living room. You're in my den. We're in your living room. It's awesome. We're going to have a great show tonight. We got the house rocking with Davey Williams, and we got the house rocking with my guest co-host, Helena Henry Richardson. Thank you, Helena, so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
I truly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Helena and I reconnected, didn't we? Just a couple months ago, and it was like we never stopped.
Exactly.
It was like we just picked up where we were before. It was so cool.
Absolutely.
And Josie, my regular co-host, she's a little under the weather right now, so say some prayers for her. She's supposed to be taking care of herself. So Josie, if you're watching, I hope you're in bed. I hope you're taking care of yourself and you're feeling better. We love you, gal. We miss you.
Get well soon.
Get well soon. Yeah. So we have got a motivating guest tonight. This guy's got quad A personality. He's rocking and rolling. He's ready to go. Davey E. Williams, thank you so much for joining us, Davey.
Marilyn.
Oh, yeah.
Hashtag be amazing.
That's right.
Lena, boy, you picked a great night to end up being a co-host. I'll tell you what. And Josie, get well. If you're not in bed, Josie, that's okay, because I promise you by the time we're done, you will not be in bed anyway. Very excited. Very excited. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, we are going to be talking tonight. Our topic tonight is really super duper motivated. We are going to be talking about achieve and believe. Because if you will achieve it, you will believe it. And I use that word will because my friend and colleague and former coach, Chris Salem, says, don't use the word shall, don't use any other words, use the word will, I will. And it's really important to use that word. Chris, if you're out there, hi, thanks for joining us. We hope you're with us. And we're going to get ready to rock and roll. So Davey is a coach. He is a motivational speaker. He is a rockin' guy who has more energy than the Ever Ready Bunny. And he has this business called Seashorepreneur. He, like myself, we like the beach, don't we, Davey?
Love it.
Love it. And he is, he's such a great motivator. He does Facebook Lives on like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Good time, you know. And he and Chris have started this new tribe. Tell us about your tribe.
Yeah, so Chris, God bless him. First, Chris, if you're on, I love you, brother.
Yeah, I love you, bud.
We'll be doing another live most likely tomorrow. Chris and I, we were just out in LA a couple weeks ago at the City Summit, Ryan Long's event. And while we were there, Chris and I have been talking about doing seminars or mastermind or something of the sort. So when we got back, I said, dude, we've got to do this. Like, we've got to do this. So he said, all right, cool. Like, think of a way to do it.
Yeah, really.
Brainstorm and
get back with them, right?
Huh?
Think of a way to do it and get back with them.
Yeah. So that's our relationship. He's like the big brother, and I'm the oldest of my family. Chris is like my big brother that I never had. So like, do it and get back to me. So I started talking to a couple people, business people that I trust and I know very well. And I threw a couple of ideas with them. And I got back to Chris and said, I've got a really great idea. Like, you know how people can't afford to go to seminars and like masterminds are like never time conducive for them. And it's got to be like general. Like, we should do a monthly thing. Let's fill the in-between void. And he's like, okay, really? I'm like, yeah. And people won't have to travel. We'll do it virtually. He's like, okay. I'm like, great. I'll work out the pricing and and I'm going to call it the Takeover Tribe. And there was dead silence for a second. And I'm like, oh boy.
Is he alive? Are you listening? Are you happy?
He went the complete opposite direction. He went, love it.
Ooh.
I said, dude, I'm really glad you like it because it's really about taking over your life and your business. And for Chris and I, it all starts with your health and well-being, because that's the cornerstone of going anywhere and being productive and building something sustainably. So today we launched the Takeover Tribe, takeovertribe.com. It's an annual membership. We're stoked about this, but we give two options. We give a 6-month and an annual option. You can go to the website and learn all about that, but it is designed to encompass our coaching concepts and give the one-on-one style via a Zoom hangout with our clients and our tribe. And we're going to get an hour in, and we're going to talk about some really powerful things. I mean, you know, Chris is a coach, and we're no joke. We're no BS.
No, you guys are the real deal. I've known you long enough. You guys are the real deal.
Yeah, and so that's only 1 hour of it. The other hour, I thought, like, hey, dude, we know a lot of really amazing people that are successful. And what if we had them come on for an hour? Like, let's do that. And I'm like, love it. What? When the universe says Chris Salem and Davey Williams are on the same page right off the bat, done. So we put it together. We launched it today. We're absolutely stoked about it. Very exciting. Thank you for being on earlier.
Oh, it was my pleasure. You know, I try to I get those pockets of time where, okay, Davey's on. I'm going to sit there and just listen to Davey because he's awesome. And then Chris was on. I mean, it was really, really awesome. A good Facebook Live. Davey normally does Facebook Lives about 3-ish in the afternoon. Right, Davey? Yeah. And so I try to make sure I'm available and watch my Facebook page to see, oh, Davey's doing his thing, you know. Even if I don't catch it right away, I try to catch it. And if not, I catch it on rewind. But he has some amazing ideas. He has some amazing motivational ways of doing things. Like, you know, he was telling us, what's your acronym for Achieve and Believe, dude?
All right, so real quick, everybody should write the words down on a piece of paper or something right now. Right? Achieve.
You needed to put, achieve, you know, dude. You needed to put that in. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
okay,
so you can see it.
Yeah,
achieve
there you go.
And believe.
Right.
We're gonna start with achieve, and I'm gonna break this down for everybody. Obviously, so here we go. Action creates heightened, intentional, evolving, valuable energy.
Cool.
Yes.
Action creates heightened, intentional, evolving, valuable energy. And I'm not going to lie, I literally thought of this right before we started the show. And that's how I work. It's how my brain formulates things. But I achieved coming up with an acronym for these. And if you think about the words, like in achieving something, Marilyn did hot yoga the other day.
Oh.
That's an achievement. I'm using that one as an example. Her action created heightened, intentional, evolving, valuable energy. She was pumped and she was grateful and she was excited and she was like, And guess what? When I say evolving, that took her into other things throughout the course of the last couple of days. And that added value to other people's lives.
Right.
So achieving things in my concept in the Seashore, clarity, commitment, control, consistency, and compassion. I'm gonna make this very simple for everybody. And this is gonna be kind of simple, kind of fun. All right. If you don't like the beach, tough, bear with us. We're going there.
We're going
okay.
to the beach.
So I need everybody right now to visualize. I'm doing the same thing, just so everybody knows I'm not, crazy. I am, but not like that. We are standing right now at the shoreline, whatever your beach is. Okay. We're standing, our feet are in the sand. There's a lifeguard stand on one side. There's their boat on the other. There's a beautiful ocean in front of us. And we're there at the shoreline. It's an amazing sight, right? It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
There's some waves. Oh, man, we've got the sun. I'll bet for some of you there's palm trees. For those of you that are doing the Jersey Shore thing, you're probably brown sand, brown water, and sewage pipes. whatever
Wait
it is.
a minute. I grew up at the Jersey Shore, dude. I grew up there.
That's what my seashore was based on, the Jersey Shore. So I miss my.
I do miss.
We're standing at the shoreline here, and you see this ocean, right? Clarity begins at the shoreline. Clarity begins at the shoreline. In order to achieve, we're going to go through the seashore. So clarity begins at the shoreline. That's a great big ocean. That can be very overwhelming. We can also be maniacs and say, I'm going to go at that entire ocean. Well, that's impossible, right? So we can just eliminate that thought process. That's perfection. That doesn't exist. So scratch. So what are we going to do? We're going to commit to catching one wave at a time. Mm-hmm. Now, we still have the appreciation for the fact that there's going to be more waves, right? We're not planning on those, but we know they're there. We're also acknowledging the fact in ourselves that we are clearly committed to letting every wave pass. Good, bad, or indifferent. Now what we have to do is focus on what we can control. So we're paddling out there. You could be body surfing, you could be boogie boarding, you could be on a surfboard, whatever it is, okay? You are in control only of your paddling. You can't control the wave. Now, the trick is to do this consistently, right? But in order to really get back up and do things consistently, you got to get back to the shoreline. Compassion is what brings us back to the shoreline. Okay? Compassion is what is going to stop you from going out to drowning water and getting yourself back to the shoreline and revitalizing your clarity. So think about achieve is an action word. And I was saying to Marilyn, I think it was yesterday, when we were talking about the title, and I said, I love achieve being first because it's action driven, right? And I'm going to show people also in a little bit here how belief is action inspired as well and not a reaction at all. It's something that achievements create. We allow it to do that. And that's a really powerful thing. It's a really powerful thing.
It is. It is. My daughter, one of my things on my living list, not my bucket list, my living list, I don't want to throw it in a bucket, is to run a 5K, which is 3.1 miles. So there's the Komen Race coming up the day before Mother's Day. And so she says to me last week, she texts me, she says, do you want to go to the Komen Race still, Mom? And I said, yeah, I really do. Send me the link. She texted me a little bit later and she said, I already signed you up. There's no turning back. Now, when she had Sammy a year and a half ago, I was walking with her one day and I couldn't even make it a mile. I could not even, I was that bad, really that bad. I could not make it a mile. I was dying, you know, my heart was pounding out of my chest and it was really hard. Saturday, she texts me on Thursday and she says, what are you doing Saturday? And I said, well, I got a party to do Saturday afternoon. What do you want? Meet me at 9 o'clock at my house and we'll walk with the boys. We're going to do 3 miles. Okay, we'll do 3 miles. All right. So we started out and I did 3 miles. And part of that, my grandson, yeah, it was. Because I hadn't done 3 miles, really. 3 miles in years. Years. And especially 3 miles without, I couldn't walk more than a mile without you losing my breath. And Jacob grabbed my hand and he says, come on, Grandma, let's run. And I ran as far as we could, as fast as we could. And I was really, really in pretty good shape. And I was thinking, how did I do that? Well, you know, it's this HGH stuff. This stuff is amazing. And it helped me write 15,000 words one day to finish my book. You know, I mean, it is honest to God. And I worked on my book yesterday, 5 hours to do the edit and everything. And it's been amazing. This stuff is amazing. So we're going to talk about this more in a little bit, but it's a homeopathic blend. And it's just a gel. You just put it on your wrist, rub it on, you know, and it goes into your system. It's great. I put it on my husband's hands. It's wonderful, you know, and it's helping me with concentration. It's helping me with better sleep so I can sleep deep and sleep fast.
Awesome.
Yeah. And it's helping me lose weight. You know, when I lay on my stomach now in my bed, I'm not laying over this big core. The core is flatter, you know, and that's really good news. No, I'm period.
I know you are.
I notice those things, you know.
But I think it starts in the mind too.
You got to
whatever the mind can conceive and believe, you can achieve it, right?
Right. So. But this stuff is the catalyst that keeps me going, you know, because it has kept me focused. I've never been this focused before in my life. Great. You know, I would be writing and it's like, oh, I got to go do the wash, or I got to go do this, and I wrote this blog a couple nights ago. It was, I don't know, 1,300 words, and I wrote it in like a half an hour. Wow. And I just sat there and I wrote, you know, and it was about a dream that I had, which I'm going to tell people about eventually. It's an awesome dream. So, and I'm going to bring it to fruition. So when you believe, when you achieve, you can, like when I was going to go to hot yoga, I was, you know, I did it, Davey, I was scared to death. Because I didn't think I could do 90 minutes. Are you kidding me? An hour, 60 minutes is hard enough. You're talking an extra half hour. That's a real push, real push. And so when I went in there, they said, "Oh, great to see you, Marilyn. How you doing?" And the first thing I said was, "I am scared to death." Scared, but I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it.
Yep. And I did it. So, you know, I did a minute plank this week.
Oh, great.
I did a minute plank, a true minute plank, and I did not falter. Yeah, I did not falter. I did not drop. Yeah. My arms started to get a little shaky, you know, but I was determined, you know, and Aubrey was there. She says, "Okay, Marilyn, we're going to do a plank." I didn't even ask questions. I didn't complain. I just did it.
Awesome.
You know,
congratulations.
Thank you. My goal is to, thanks. I appreciate that. My goal is to get to the 5-minute Cher plank. Cher can do a plank for 5 minutes. That's what I want to do.
Okay. You should do it for 6.
Oh, okay. I'd beat Cher. That would be good.
Hello.
So I believe I can do it, though. If you believe it, it's going to happen. Right?
It's interesting that you say that because, yes, it is. But if I can use the example, we're just going to use the hot yoga thing as a running example here, but it's a great example for this. When you went into it, you were scared, you were nervous, you had those reactive feelings that were kind of so, you went through that process, right? You embraced it, you embraced the process, as Chris Salem always says, embrace the process.
That's
and appreciate it. And you came out of it achieving something. And I think that's really powerful because we have belief, right, on the other side of achieve. So if everybody still has those words, it's interesting. And Marilyn, this is a great example of this because I told you guys that achieve is action creating heightened, intentionally evolving, valuable energy. Now, what that transposed into, and Marilyn just proved that, is belief. Well, watch this. The belief is not up here, right? The belief.
It's here. It's here.
So you as a person, your brand, that's B, your brand is energized. And it is a lifestyle of inspired and empowerment forward. The key part about the forward is you said you believe. You now believe, right? That forward part of belief leads you right back into achieve.
That's right.
It's a circle.
It's a circle.
It's a balance. It's a balance there. And that's how belief becomes action-driven instead of reactionary. Because I want people to remember, so when you say, like if I said to Marilyn, this is not about, it's just an easy, I think the president is named Donald Trump, is the same thing as saying, I believe that the president's name is Donald Trump. Think and believe become awfully synonymous.
Yeah, synonymous.
Right? But that's going on up here with people, right? Think, thought comes from the mind, right? Think. We have to get off of that and remember that belief, faith in reality, it comes from our core.
Right.
It comes from our hearts.
Comes from your very soul.
Right. That's where it comes from. This is a science. This is
core, the religion, the universe.
This is your
God,
energy.
Whatever you want to call it.
Your energy
Absolutely.
cycle.
Your entire being stems from here. That's your brand. And if you take actionable steps and don't worry about what you believe. Worry about what you will achieve. And that's my plug for my partner. But that's what will you achieve? Like, I believe I can do this. That means, well, what happens if I do achieve it? What happens if I don't? What will happen when I achieve this, right? So what will happen when you achieve that 5K? What will happen when you achieve that?
I will be euphoric.
And that belief and that euphoria is going to carry over into something more. And you know what? It's an amazing. We simplify.
It will be like, okay, what am I doing next? It motivates you when you do something, friends. When you do something like whatever it is, hot yoga, running a 10K, doing a plank, doing anything, writing a book. I finished writing my book. Anything like that. Then the next statement is, what's next? What are you going to do next? I've conquered this. I'm doing this. What am I going to do next? And that propels you, doesn't it, Davey? It propels you to do
forward.
The next thing.
Forward. Just keep going forward.
Yep. Keep going forward. Like Aubrey. Aubrey is one of my...
Shout out to Aubrey. She is awesome.
I know she is. I'm telling you, Davey, she saved my life. She really has, and I've told her that before. She is awesome. And she has this 12-week sustainable lifestyle change. You can do it virtually. If you're in the Richmond area, get in touch with her. It's richmond-wellness.com. Her phone number is 804-367-3589. She is a millennial. But let me tell you, she can get you rocking and rolling. And she motivates you in a really funny way. You know, she just keeps you going. It's amazing. It's amazing what she does. She is absolutely amazing. You know, this week I was lucky. It was pouring. We didn't have to walk. I said, I am not walking in the rain. I will walk in the drizzle. I'll walk in, the mist. I'm not walking in the torrential rain. I do have my limits, I'm not one of those where... if I can put my foot down, I'm going to run. I don't care what the weather is. I'm not that. So, but she does. She's great. So get in touch with her. I woke up one day and my intuition says, you need help. You need help. You can't do it yourself. And, listen to your intuition, because that also helps you achieve and believe.
Absolutely.
Everybody has intuition. Everybody. It's, are you going to use it? Are you going to develop it? Are you going to listen to your inner self? Don't ever question your inner self. Your inner self knows. Totally knows what's going on. Do you have any questions you want to ask, Helena?
No, not at
this time? Okay. She's cool. So...
How could she not be cool? She's sitting next to you.
I know. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Being absolute loony. I mean, come on. This is awesome.
The one thing that I have achieved is my book. Here's the cover of my book. There it is.
Awesome.
It's being edited right now. They're going to send it back to me for publication. So, did you see this, Michael? Can you get in there? I don't need to put this in front of you. There you go. So this is my book. It's called Be Amazing, How to Stay Motivated to Achieve Results in a Fast-Paced World. I've got that word achieve in there. Yes. Because it's important. You have to achieve it. Because if you don't achieve it, you're not going to make it. Right. And don't ever guess yourself. Just do it. I guess myself, I've done that. You've done that before, haven't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can I do it?
I do. I think we all do. Can I do it? Am I capable? And now I've gotten to the point where I am capable. I can. When I was going to go to the hot yoga, I texted Aubrey. I said, "Okay, so tell me why I need to go to this thing." I wanted to go to the one beforehand, but I didn't get my grandson back to his house in time. So it was like the 4:00 class. It's like, okay. Tell me why I need to go to this. Because it will propel you to the next level. Okay. I can do that. When you get that that statement, I can do it. I am going to do it. I am are the two most important words in the English language. I can do it. I am going to do it. When you get that I can attitude, you can do anything. You can do anything. Right, Davey? Anything.
Anything. I call it the I was writing something down. So yes. It's something very interesting that I was thinking of when you had mentioned intuition. Our intuition, whether we follow our intuition or not, is inevitably boils down to it being a choice, right?
It is.
So one of the things that I always tell people, clarity, it comes a lot simpler when we can be accountable. Now, when we embrace our intuition, sometimes we should listen to it, sometimes we shouldn't. What we need to do at the end of the day is embrace the fact that we made that choice, that we ran with that, not allow that to impede any other choices, right? We let that way pass, and we keep moving forward and allow our intuition to continue to empower us to go to greater heights. The way to kind of keep us out of our comfort zone without even knowing that we're outside of a comfort zone. For those people that can't get outside of a box, it's a way to keep yourself outside of the box. Remember, whether you go with your intuition or not is going to be the choice. It is what it is, right? But embrace that you're making the choice, the ability that you have the choice. There's going to be consequences, good or bad. You know that's going to happen. So embrace the process. Embrace the simplicity of choice. Because even if you make a bad one and your intuition, what if you were off? It's the bad news. The good news is you can make a choice. How awesome is that?
Right.
That's like the universe's way of God has a funny sense of humor. That's kind of like his way of saying, your greatest detriment is your greatest gift. And guess what? You have to use one or the other to get to the other.
Yeah, really.
I wanted to mention that.
But you don't want to know something? There is no box. People put themselves in a self-imposed box. And if you are in the box, friends, you need to break down those walls. You need to break down those walls because there is no box and get out of your comfort zone. And it's uncomfortable.
It is.
It's very uncomfortable to get out of your comfort zone. But if you are out of your comfort zone, you know your next step is more towards success. Every time you get out of your comfort zone, you're closer to success.
And I believe that a lot of times when you continue to say what you're not going to do, it's going to be thrown up in your face. Because I know for me, my comfort zone was not getting in front of a camera and talking. But God has a sense of humor by sending people like you and other folks to put me here where I have to start talking and say, getting in front of people. But that is something that I need to achieve. I need to move forward. And I have gotten more comfortable with being in front of a camera. It reminds me of when I was a kid, where they say practice in the mirror. It's like practicing in the mirror. You're sitting there and you're talking. And, when you have folks that are rooting for you and cheering you on, that gives you the courage to move forward. So I love that, moving forward.
I was at a networking event she had a couple days ago, and she gets her tripod out and she gets her camera, and I'm sitting right next to her. I'm sitting right next to her, and she turns the camera towards me and says, "Okay, Marilyn, tell everybody who you are." I mean, the camera's like right here. Really? You wouldn't know that she might have been uncomfortable in front of the camera. She likes to be behind the camera.
Right.
So she's going all the way around the table, and because I was on her left, I got to go first. But the camera's like right here, so I don't know what I look like that day, but
perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine. Listen to her. I love you, Helena. You rock. But, so she likes to be behind the camera, but you do a lot of things in front of the camera. You just don't know it.
Yeah. Well, my background being in software development, I sat behind the desk and, I was never out in front of anyone. If we had a stakeholder or someone that we had to talk to, we would go and talk to that person one-on-one. So I could do the one-on-one. But when I became a business owner and had to stand up in front of folks, it was very nerving. It was scary. It was very scary. So,
yeah, but you did it.
Yes, I did.
You did it, and you keep doing it.
You keep doing it.
You know, you're achieving your success.
Creating belief.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Going forward. Boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done some things just recently that I didn't think I could do. You know, when I first started hot yoga, you know, she said, "What's on your list?" And I said, "Well, I want to try hot yoga." She says, "Great. I got a class on Saturday. I got passes. Let's go." Really? Really? So I sat there all morning knitting, you know, and I got scared, and I'm knitting, and I'm just knitting really, really fast. And I was about ready to text her and say, "Look, I can't do this, Aubrey. I just can't do this." She texts me. She says, "I'll see you there in 15 minutes.
See, that's
what am I
great.
supposed to do?
That's great, though. You have someone that's pushing you and motivating you. Iron sharpens iron. So you want to have folks in your corner that's going to push you to do what you feel like you can't do.
Right. But she's right, isn't she? You want to have people in your sphere, in your tribe,
that's right,
whatever you want to call it, that are a level up from you, that may be smarter than you, more successful than you, because they give you the drive to move to the next level. Right, Davey?
Absolutely. See, that one thing Chris and I are proving, guys, is collaborative awesomeness will lead to residual awesomeness. Having the right people in your life and in your circle. I talk about this a lot on my lives. Marilyn knows. I talk a lot about this on my lives because here's the cool thing about having the right people in your circle. And I'm going to give everybody like a tidbit how you know like you're in the right circle. Everybody remembers the old Tootsie Pop commercials. How many licks does it take? We'll never know, right? So the powerful thing about a Tootsie Pop is we've all had it, right? We've all had Tootsie Pops. Everybody's had it. I'd love for everybody to remember when we were a kid. Helena, you were just mentioning about being a kid. Think about the Tootsie Pop for a second and think about how many licks it took you to get to the Tootsie Roll. I want you to... Everybody right now is computing a number, right? Everybody's thinking, how many licks? How many was it? I know I thought about that at one time. But as you're thinking about the licks, think about the fact that you probably enjoyed those with some of your friends when we were kids, right?
Yes.
Right.
Cool. So anybody ever have a circle of friends where you finished at the exact same time and got to the Tootsie Roll at the exact same time? Absolutely not.
No.
If anybody says they did, then something happened along the way and your brain got a little... So think about getting from where you are at point A and point B is to where you need to be, right? Especially like with your health. And think about the Tootsie Pop analogy, because it took Marilyn X amount of licks. It took Helena X amount of licks. It would take Josie X amount of licks, Davey X amount of licks, Chris Salem. We can't play the comparison game. We can accept the fact that everybody's licking the Tootsie Pop. Did you ever stop before you got to the Tootsie Roll?
No. I did like Mr. Owl. And
What'd you do?
I bit
Did you ever stop? What did she just say?
She said she did like Mr. Owl. She bit it. I've done that too.
That's it. Well, that's a great point, because you know what? How many times, that's great when you think about this, we bit into it.
Yes.
And if you do that enough times, that could be detrimental. Right? We went the easy way. I did the same thing. I visited Doctors Moore and Braun in Horsham, Pennsylvania, quite often thanks to Tootsie Pops and biting right into them. Yeah. But if we bite into things, sometimes that works out, sometimes it doesn't. But we got to the Tootsie Roll. Nobody ever stopped. So success, prosperity, happiness, your wellness, whatever it is, whatever you're looking to achieve, you just keep licking. And who gives a rat's hiney about how many licks it took somebody else?
That's right.
Because for as many licks as you're taking, there's someone else that's licking as well. And you never know how you achieving the continuation of getting to the Tootsie Roll and creating that can inspire the belief and achievement in other people.
Right. Now, Davey,
Tootsie Pop can remind us of that.
Our daughter ran track through high school, and so my husband would always tell her to run her race. Don't look at the person next to you. You run your race and you achieve your goals. And she's done that before, and she hit the wall, but she made her personal best and not the person next to her. And that's what we have to do, no matter, even in our business.
Right.
We don't want to look at, I never, you know, people say, look at your competitors. I never look at my competitors because I feel that what God has for me is for me. And I'm looking for the clients that I need to get. So it really doesn't matter what the person next to me, what they have, how many clients they have, and so forth.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lisa Hazelgrove, I don't know how to segue into this, but this is good. Lisa Hazelgrove is one of my, you don't know her, but she's awesome. She's a holistic healer. She teaches, believe it or not, she teaches sleep at the University of Virginia, at the University of Richmond, in Richmond, Virginia. And she's an adjunct professor. And she's having, she's offering a provocative journey to investigate the natural phenomenal energy called vibration. She's going to have an event this weekend at Resonance Float and Sound, which is in Sycamore Square, from 10 to noon. It's $10, you know, to be able to be exposed to this vibrations, and you can reserve your seat. You know, you'll hear from visionaries, explore research, and even experience vibrational energy to see how our body responds when exposed to certain vibrations. Because our bodies respond differently all the time in nanoseconds. You know, you can be one thing one way and you move and it's totally different. So if you want to get in touch with her, you can get in touch with her at lisa@lisahealthy.com. And I think I have her phone number here. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, her phone number is 804-539-3251. So give her a call. $10. I mean, that's very affordable. You know, and find out what your energy cycle, what's going on with you out there in YouTube, Facebook land. So, you know, get in touch with Lisa. She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. So, it's a lot of fun to find those different things, to think outside your comfort zone, you know, to try something new. Right. I've been going to an acupuncturist. He was on my show, I guess 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and he does different type of acupuncture. His name is Greg Dow, and he tests the muscle before he would put an acupuncture needle in. You know, I've been to acupuncturists where they just put them in, you know, but he does it differently, and it's interesting. It's a different type of acupuncture, and it's really cool. Sometimes I'm achy when I leave because I tore my rotator cuff. I've told you all out there in Facebook land and YouTube land, I tore my rotator cuff and my tricep last May. Yeah, and I couldn't move my arm. Move my arm. So I was using a lot of holistic healers. You know what really took me over the top? Bone broth. Bone broth took me over the top and really started healing my muscle. Muscle has, if you strain yourself or sprain yourself or pull a ligament or a tendon, or, you know, do something to one of your muscle has memory, so it's going to remember what it's supposed to do and how it's supposed to grow back. So, and I knew that, but bone broth was the big thing that really brought me back. So if you want to know more about bone broth, just give me a call, because it's real interesting. And it's one of those I believed. I achieved it, and I believed it, that it would really, really happen. And it did. It did. So tell us more about your tribe. I can't remember. What is it?
Transparency Tribe?
No. What was it called?
Takeover Tribe. Takeover Tribe.
So when's it start?
We're live. Our first sessions will be in April. I believe they're going to be April 11th and the 25th. We just have to kind of see. The trick with Chris and I has always been our schedules.
I know.
So this was a genius idea, except we still have to work around our schedules. But you know, when we were doing the show, that was just kind of something we threw together. The tribe is something we really collaborated on and we really came together on. So April, we're going to be ready to start. And we'll keep them recorded and we'll put them in a private group on Facebook that only, the tribal members will have access to. But it's fun because, these people that, like, Chris just had Jeff Hoffman on,
the guy who started,
we heard him in
Price Club. Was that Priceline?
Priceline, yeah. And he's a great guy. But every time someone like a Jeff Hoffman or my man Jeff Hazlett, Jason Cisneros, our good friend Jason Cisneros, the message has to be generalized. Like, even when I speak, I have to kind of generalize the thought process because there's so many people in the audience. And even at masterminds, like, it's still generalized. Even if you get broken into smaller groups, like, it's still generalized. So my thought process was simply, well, a lot of people can't afford to travel all the time. They can't afford the seminar. There's a lot of people who are just tired of going to seminars. There's a lot of people who have just given up on books, right? Time and money are two things people just don't want to spend. Worried about cost. So Chris and I really wanted to hammer down, and I thought he nailed it even better than I did today, that it's an investment in time and money, but to be able to have the opportunity of people of that kind of caliber come on and give their time to help people in our tribe get to where they want to get to and give them tools to do it. You're not going to get that at a seminar. You're not going to get that at a mastermind. You're not going to get that unless you get one-on-one coaching from these guys and these ladies, and they're a lot of money. They're a lot of money.
But
they're great people. They're great people. And for a cause, they'll take that time. And that was Chris and my thought process. But we had to come up with something, but we had to challenge people, right? We had to challenge people to take action. And I said it on the live today. It's like we go to the beach and you see the lifeguard standing there. And I tell you, like, we need you to get to the shoreline, right? Have you ever gone to the beach and seen the lifeguard turn around? And, all right, don't worry about the ocean and the people in the waves. I'm going to look this way and go get that person. Well, here, wave, come with me and go to this person. No. So it's about taking action. And if people take that first step, Chris called it a leap of faith. I'm going to call it a leap of going forward. Forward momentum. Take that first step. We are right there at that lifeguard stand. At that moment, we're locked. And everybody that comes into the tribe, Marilyn, this is how we are. You and I are like this. This is how Chris and I are. It's family.
Yeah, your family. You're a brother from another mother.
That's what's really cool is everybody's going to get some. And I thought when we get to the meetups and the seminars, ours are going to be different because we're going to have people interacting with one another, not just networking, but sharing what these things did for them and what they did with it. And they're going to get tidbits from each other. And that's going to create like a ripple that's going to start a wave that's going to turn into a tsunami. And to know that people's lives can be impacted like that over something as simple as technology and hearts and compassion, like it's a really amazing thing.
But it is it's so important to invest in yourself.
And and that's the thing, like Chris and I are going to challenge people. And I noticed it today with some people, like going up, when I challenge people to take action, if you're going back and you're reacting, you're standing back on the shoreline. I can't look that way, right? Because there are people who are ready to embrace the shoreline and embrace the wave and embrace taking action. And those people could inevitably help those other people that are still back there, right?
Right.
So we can't focus on behind us. We got to focus on
what's in front of us. Yeah.
Action.
Speaking of different. Speaking of that, Helena has a great networking group in the Richmond area. Tell us about that, Helena.
It's called the Network Walk, and like I was talking about before, how intimidating it was for me to sit out and talk in front of people. So I'm like you, Chris. I love laughter. I love having fun. And a lot of times when you go to a networking event, you can't really cut up like that, right? So I started the Network Walk, one, because after Hurricane Katrina, I'm from New Orleans, and I went through the whole Hurricane Katrina.
She lived through Katrina. God bless her, really.
Yes. And when I went through all of that, I was beginning to forget things, and so I started walking. As I started walking, people in the neighborhood started walking with me. I ended up with about 15 women from the neighborhood that we was just walking periodically in the morning and in the evenings. So I said, okay, well, let's think outside of the box. One of the young ladies, she said, we need to think outside of the box. So I said, well, if I'm able to get these many people to walk just for health reasons and to clear the mind, we need to do that for the business as well. So this is a really unique way to exercise, meet, greet, and share your story. So it's a way to revolutionize networking. It's not about selling. It's about coming together, having a good time, sharing stories. So many people found out that they know people that live out of the country and down the street, you know. So it's just a way just to connect. So I really love it. I love it. I use systems and databases to connect systems and so forth together.
Yeah, right.
So this is just I love connecting people. So this is just another way
she's
to
a great people connector. A great people connector. You know, and she's creating something so wonderful. And speaking of creating, Judy Richards and I are having a retreat next month, April 20th, 21st, and 22nd. It's called Creating the Amazing You. And our theme, Davy, is creating your mindset. Working on this up here for success. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So if anybody wants to have more information, we have room for 7 more people. Space is limited. We're going to have it out in the mountains of Wintergreen, the ski resort out there in Virginia. It's like between Lynchburg and Charlottesville off of Route 151. And everything is included, so it's really a good price, really a good deal. So give me a call at 804-350-0034 or connect with me on Facebook. If you're interested, it's $50 to save your seat. $50 to save your seat. So it's going to be a very very powerful and empowering retreat we're going to have. So, and we're going to have a lot of projects. We're going to do yoga. There's a big deck. We're going to do yoga out on the back. It might be hot, but I'm not deliberately doing hot yoga. You know, I don't know what the weather's going to be like. So, you know, if you want to come, let me know. If you're interested, just give me a call at like 804-350-0034. But you're also IT. You also help people with websites and how can they get
social media networking.
Yeah, she does that.
I've been in technology for over 20 years, and I could be reached at area code 804-447-4312. My website is Hrich Networks. That's HRICHNETWORKS.com.
Yeah. So Helene is a real awesome resource for not only getting to people, getting to know different people. You can talk to her about, listen, I'm looking for, I don't know, I'm looking for somebody who sells jewelry, or I'm looking for somebody who's a motivational speaker, or I'm looking for somebody who sells coffee or whatever. Can you help me out? You know, she has those type of resources. So give your phone number again so they know.
It's area code 804-447-4312. And, you know, it is amazing where you talk about that. When I initially came here, I just felt like I was an outsider. But I met so many amazing people since we moved here is just great. And so I did create a database on my website. It's Hrich Networks. /database, because so many people are calling and asking me, do I know this person and that person? So if we have the database where everybody can just go right there and find who they're looking for, is a great way to connect.
So put me on that database if I'm not already on there.
Okay. You would have to go in and put your information.
Okay. Well, then give me the website and I'll do it then. Okay. But, you know, things like that, networking with people.
Yes.
Networking with people who are in the know, in more of the know than you are. You know, you moved to a new area like you did. You know, who do I talk to? Who do I see? What's going on? Now, the Takeover Tribe you're doing, that's virtual, right? So anybody in the world can do that, right?
Yep.
Okay. And you have a website already?
Yep.
It's takeovertribe.com?
Yep.
Okay. Is that how they get in touch with you? Now, do you have a contact where they can email you there, Davey?
Yep. There's a contact portion on the page, and it links them directly to my social media sites. So you are more than welcome to connect. I encourage, as a matter of fact, I even said it in our welcome video, I encourage people to reach out to me directly because I'm very transparent. I want them to know exactly who and what they're getting.
Right.
Because aside from all this awesomeness, we have, Chris. But we got to get them past all this awesomeness first. So, but no, my phone number, I'm very transparent. So here you go, everybody. Area code 267-778-7616. That's my cell phone number. If I don't answer, I may be changing another life. I will get back to you because we'll change yours too. That's the cool thing about that. And if you'd like to learn more about me, my website is dewjr, DEWJR.me. Me, Dew Jr. Me. And you can email me directly, Davey, DAVEY, at dewjr.me. And like I said, I'm very transparent. With the website, I really don't think there was any stone that we left unturned, but to anybody who has any questions, reach out because I'm a firm believer in universal balance. And if there's a problem, there's a solution. If there's a question, there's an answer. And I'll bet we have it. Maybe. I know the owners. I know the creator and the co-founder. Yes. I know these guys. Yeah, I know these guys. That was the other personality in my head. No,
but if he doesn't have the question, have the answer, he'll find it for you.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about this. It's going to be something that people can really come together on, no matter what their level. And that's another thing I'm really trying to get people comfortable with is I'm going to get them out of the comfort zone without even knowing that they were in you know what I mean, like that they were in something that they weren't. It's a powerful thing when you bring people of different levels of success and life and where they are in life and business, and you mesh them together without telling one that, that's an almond, you're a cashew, and it doesn't matter. You're just a can of mixed nuts. And when you mix the nuts together, they taste really good.
That's right.
Great things happen, right?
Awesome.
So you put yourself around other achievers. You put yourself around other people who have a belief similar to yours, no matter where they are, and it's exactly where you need to be. I'm proof of that. Trust me. And you know what? I am proof. Don't be afraid to embrace who you are and who you want to become. When you can embrace your brand as a human being, it's a really powerful thing. Because I went to an event where people were in suits and I wore shorts. People had collared shirts on. I wore a golf shirt, but I had my collar up because I had my quarter zip on with my shorts and my sneakers. Would you wear a suit to the beach? No. So I'm not wearing a suit to an event. I don't have it in my repertoire, my armoire. It's not there.
Was that at City Gala?
Yeah. Rock the shorts. And you know what I did? And everybody that, me and Chris together, at first they're like, I wonder if he's a tour guide for Chris or something like that. No, this is B. Davey Williams. Who you see on Facebook Live is who I am.
That's right.
I am who I am. And that's something I want to help other people embrace. Just be yourself.
Be yourself.
I'm successful. Am I successful enough? No, because there's more lives to change. There's more businesses to be impacted. There's more charities that need our help. There's more shootings and stabbings going on.
It's awful.
This nonsense.
I know.
And I'm excited about the tribe. I'm excited. If we get younger people, that'll be cool. It's going to be something really cool. And we're already excited about where it is now. I'm just really excited about helping people get to that next. And we simplify it. We're just, You have to simplify it.
Yeah, you have to use the KISS method. Keep it super simple. Because then they don't realize that they're getting out of their comfort zone.
Yes.
And they're saying, I really did that? Really?
I went outside of my comfort zone tonight.
You're out of your comfort zone tonight?
Yes, because we've been on for, you guys are going to crack up. You may know where I'm going with this. I did not use a bad word at all.
I know. I am so... You rock, good buddy. You rock.
So for your audience, I just want everybody to know it took 17 bars of lava soap, but I got this. So outside of my comfort zone, and we crushed it. It was an honor to be here. It was an honor. Helena, you are awesome.
So
I am sharing your website. I'm connecting with you. I am sharing you. You are awesome.
Thank you. Same here.
Marilyn, you don't have to pray for it. You're already amazing. You're amazing.
Well, you're amazing too, but I surround myself with amazing people.
Yes.
Helena is very amazing. She's my sister from another mother.
Yes.
You're my brother from, we got this whole big family. It's a family. It's a group. We're like a tribe ourselves.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
And we got to stick together. We're like, and we can bring more people in. I'm meeting on Saturday with some other, there's 5 of us secret knockers from Richmond. Only 5 of us. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And I met 2 of them out. I had to go to San Diego to meet 2 of them out there, and they live just up the street from me. Really? So we're meeting on Saturday, and we're going to be brainstorming and stuff. I mean, it's going to be really cool.
Awesome.
And
That's awesome.
Helena has this wonderful, wonderful networking event. How many times you have it once a month?
It's once a month. During the winter months, we just started having luncheons this year.
Okay.
So we have a lunch every second Tuesday of the month, and we meet throughout the Chesterfield area.
Yeah.
And so when the summertime come, I usually have feature business, someone who maybe does yoga. We did sunset yoga before. We've done kickboxing. And
oh my!
There's been a lot of things that we incorporate. So we have that out at one of the parks every third Wednesday, every third Saturday of the month.
Yeah.
So it's great. But you was talking about being amazing and being awesome. Whenever I close out my one of my podcasts, I always say, you are amazing, you are awesome, and I appreciate you. Because we have to let people know that we appreciate them.
That's right.
Because someone may hear something for the first time that will keep them from
doing something.
Yep. They may be about to commit suicide, but if you encourage them or you tell them something nice or something positive, that'll keep them from going over on the edge.
I'm hugging you.
Well, next time, Big Davey, you and Bree have to come up so you can hug us personally. Yeah. And we can get together and go do a network walk, or what's your thing called?
The network walk.
The network walk.
When is the next one?
It's coming up the second Tuesday in April.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever that is. I don't know what that is.
What time?
12 o'clock.
It's high noon.
It's a lunch.
It's high noon, Davey. We do high. She does high noon things. She doesn't mess around.
Well, during the summer,
that's probably
it's
different
in the evening.
The high noons in California,
6.
Right?
She does them in the evenings in the summertime because it's too hot at high noon. You live in Charlotte, so it's too hot.
Well, I know hot.
It's like 20 degrees
New Orleans
outside
knows
right
hot.
now. I left the warm weather in Florida when I thought I had enough packed in my trunk. I did not. I missed my palm trees.
That's okay. Well, listen, Davey, thank you so much.
Thank you. Pleasure
love you, brother.
You.
Love you.
I love you too.
And I'll talk to you.
Thank you to your audience. I love
Thank you,
guys.
everybody.
Helena, keep up the awesome work. Seriously, Marilyn, I love you.
Love you too. Here's the music, The Lucky Day. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. Go rock your world and be amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Helena.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Davey.
Go Nova!
Oh, yeah.